Everyone, welcome to the Brand Corner Show with Eze Chukwudi. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at what branding is and what brands are. I realized that I did 2 episodes and I didn't quite explain what the show will really be about. So I just jumped on a few topics and then not explaining what the show will be about. So on today's episode, we'll be really explaining in depth what the show is about, which is branding and what branding is. What are brands? So, first of all, I'd like to look at, before we can understand what branding is, we need to understand what brands are. A brand is an idea or an image of a specific product or service that consumers connect with by identifying the logo to the name, slogan, design, and the company who owns the idea. When you see Nike, when you see this sign, you already know it's the Nike sign. When you see 3 stripes, what comes to mind? Adidas. When you see the U upside down, you understand it's Under Armour. So this is what branding, effective branding helps you do. Where people don't need to see your company's name anymore. Once they just see your logo, you can actually tell what company is that. It's easy for consumers to connect the dots. So I'd like to take, for us to better understand what branding is also, Entrepreneur.com defined branding as the marketing practice of creating a name, a symbol, or a design that identifies and differentiates a product from other products. As individuals, every day we interact with a minimum of 100 brands. From toothbrush you use, to the paste you use, to the clothes you wear, to the frames you wear, to the bus you take to work, to the computer you use, to the sites you visit on a daily basis. These are elements of branding. We interact with brands on a daily basis, minimum of 100 brands on a daily basis. My mentor would say something, my mentor Lulu Mogaji would say, if your brand reminds people of another brand, then you need to ditch it. An effective brand strategy gives you a major edge in increasing competitive markets. Effective branding will help consumers. It helps consumers choose between, if Dettol makes an antiseptic today and that Eze Chukwudi makes an antiseptic today, a lot of people will go for Dettol because they are a trusted brand already. But Eze Chukwudi, well, is somebody who is just coming up, and they might not really, regardless of how well I do my branding, it might still not sway that much people compared to Dettol because they already built a story, a brand story of trust, protection with that brand. So going further, after defining what your brand is, if you want to start up something, if you have a brand, you need to clearly define who your audiences are, what your mission is, because your mission is really key. Then, when you already identify your audience, you identify the service or the product you want to provide, then you can now say, I want to sell this to the world. How do I sell? This is where branding comes in. First things first, you need to get a logo. Second one, write your brand message, which is your mission basically. The Nike slogan is popular, more popular than the mission. The Nike slogan says, just do it. Everyone knows that. But not many people know the mission. Your slogan, whatever you create, should link you back to your mission statement. Nike's mission statement is to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. And you would understand that they are doing that really well. The third thing is integrate your brand. Fourth one, create a voice for your company that reflects your brand. If you mention CNN today, what comes to mind? They go there. Regardless of how dangerous the terrain is, they will be there. Develop a tagline. Tagline is key. Adidas, Nike, just do it. Brands, different brands, because your tagline is key. You need to have a catchy tagline. Nike today has one of the best taglines in the world. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fifth one, be true to your brand. Whatever you say, you need to keep your word, because if you fail on your brand promise, you will never regain that ever again. The sixth one, you need to be consistent with your message. If you're telling people you're good, You need to be saying to people you're good. You need to be saying you're good for the next 60 years, for the next 100 years, and you don't change standard. Yeah, so according to Nelson Global New Product Innovation Survey, 59% of consumers prefer to buy new products from brands familiar to them. I said this earlier, that if Dettol creates an antiseptic, which they already have, and Eze create an antiseptic, people will go more for Dettol because it's a trusted brand already. They've built a story, they've built consistency, they've built trust already. A recognizable and loved brand is one of the most valuable assets a company can own. On this note, I'd like to end this discussion here. I'd like to have your opinions about what branding is. So this is the Brand Corner. Thank you for joining the show.